it wasn't terrible. I think there was like 6 or 7 of us, and we were going up, and there was actually a ranger coming back down, and the ranger was kind of like telling me, okay, you can go back there and then I'll get past you. I was like, cool, but I've got 6 behind me. And he's like, no more than 4. I was like, okay,
Oh my
sorry.
gosh.
Yeah, I get yelled at by rangers a lot.
You do. I feel like a lot of these stories have to do with you getting in trouble with them.
Yeah. I go out there and learn the rules the hard way, so now I can share them for everybody on here. Yeah.
There we go.
You have tuned in to Remote Trails Radio. We're your hosts, Garrick and Melody, take you off the beaten path into the world of overlanding, life in the Pacific Northwest, and whatever the heck else we feel like chatting about. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's hit the trails together.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I'm Melody.
And I'm Garrick.
And you're listening to Remote Trails Radio. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of subjects. Garrick is going to talk to us about the unveiling of the MTBDR, Montana BDR. First look at that in Seattle.
No curtains, though.
No curtains, though. And then we are going to talk about some trail etiquette, some expectations that you might come across when you're out overlanding.
Everybody's favorite topic.
All right, well, we're dealing with a little bit of a hustle, Garrick, today, because what happens when you get a software developer that has hardware that you can't use very well anymore?
Oh, boy.
We might have some technical difficulties during the show. Poor Garrick, I'm so sorry. Your computer's on its last legs.
Yeah, I'm hoping Apple releases the M5 Mac Mini tomorrow. Otherwise, I might just suck it up and get an M4. We'll see.
Aren't those minis, though, in high demand right now because of cloud?
Probably. But I don't know. I know there's a memory shortage at the moment for sure, but there's always something going on.
Oh, boy.
And we're at war now, too. There's all kinds of weirdness going on.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think your computer is going to make it to the end of the episode, or do you think it's just going to give up on us? And
I feel
maybe
like
call it a
it's
day?
it's going to be the annoying kind of thing where it'll just be an issue and a pain, but it's not going to be enough to take that pain away. So, no, I just want you to suffer rather than putting you out of your misery.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Garrick, do you have any updates from our previous episodes?
I do. So our last episode 36, I had given a correction about the pausing of your Starlink. I had some questions that were still lingering after that. I can now confirm that pausing does work if you are past your trial. My issue was when you pause during the trial, that just pause the trial, and then your trial will still exist until the trial is done. So I like pause on day 1. So I still have like 6 days left. From their perspective, you don't have a subscription if you're on the trial. So you have to get through your first trial week, then pay for your first month. And then after that, if you hit pause, then it'll say, okay, well, your account will run on the normal mode, like roam mode is what I'm on, until your month is done. And then you'll be in standby mode after that. So that's what pausing does when you're not on the trial. If you're on the trial, you're just pausing your trial and that's it. So my plan was half right. It's just I didn't know about the specifics given the trial stuff. You just make sure you become a Star Citizen, put your week in, get your first payment in, unless you have a friend who gives you a code ahead of time and then you buy it on the Starlink store. And then maybe that's how you can get out of your paying a full month's sub fee.
Okay. Well, good to know. I still haven't opened mine yet, so I don't think I can get the trial because I've had it longer than 30 days already, right? I think it's only within the first 30 days of delivery.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
You know what we should do? This will be another update for a later episode. I need to look into how that friend referral works, because if we can just give one on here, I can just add it to like our show notes and then people can just use it. I don't know if it's like a one-time use thing or if it's just like a general code you can send out there. So
what does the friend referral do?
It gives the person who uses it their first month free, and the person who does the referral gets a month free as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a win-win for sure.
That is a win-win. Okay.
Yeah, so look into that. So if you see a fur code in the future, then you'll know it worked.
Okay, great. Good thing I waited.
Yeah. So that was my update. How about you, Melody?
I was going to mention for our Patreon, I saw that you had added the Wanuchi loop. So thank you very much. You added a description as well as GPX tracks, which I want to explain. If you don't know what GPX is, it's the most wonderful way to keep track of your trails as you're driving. And so if somebody gives you those tracks, you can upload it to whichever map application that you like to use, either Onyx, Gaia. Does All Trails take GPX as well, maybe?
I don't know, probably anything that's mappy like that, I suspect would.
And it'll load it for you so you can just follow along while you're driving, which is really great. Helps you plan, gives you a lot of information. So the tracks for Wanuchi Loop are also updated to the Patreon. I don't think it's too expensive to subscribe.
Basically, for that, I made it available to all paid members. So the lowest paid membership right now is $2 a month.
Not bad.
Yeah, the kind of idea is like for stuff like that, we can just do random drops, just as like a thank you for being a supporting member.
Great.
Yeah, and then just to go a little bit deeper into the GPX, it's the route, and then it also has waypoints that are important for the area too.
Oh, do you have waypoints there too?
Yeah, so for the
Nice.
Spoon Creek Falls and then Ducks Point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
The only other thing I've been doing is I completely binged the new series of F1 on Netflix, Drive to Survive. And so I don't know if you follow that at all, Garrick.
I have not. I do currently have a Netflix subscription, which is rare,
All
but
right.
because it's winter time, so I've had a little bit more time on my hands.
There you go.
Actually, stay tuned because I'll have a recommendation at the end that's on Netflix.
Okay,
Talk
great.
about that, but yeah. So the F1 is that like a documentary style about F1?
It's documentary style,
Okay.
and they put the stories together, and it's pretty amazing. They do it for the entire calendar year, so it's for the whole year of 2025. The bad news is you already know who wins, right? Because if you're an F1 fan, you're probably following, and you know who's made it and who hasn't. So they do have to make it.
I don't follow, so it'd be a surprise for me.
So I think for hardcore F1 fans, it really is a matter of putting the stories together in a compelling way for you to learn some behind the scenes or something that you didn't realize last year. And so they don't necessarily do it chronologically. It's kind of story by story, which is very interesting. I really enjoyed it. However, they had a lot of cliffhangers in there. So I felt like, I was like, wait, well, what happened? And then you realize this is filmed in 2025. So it's only been a couple months for them to cut everything and edit it. So it involved a lot of Google searching.
They're just loose ends, or you have to wait until
right. It's what happened with that, or what ended up happening. Okay. Like one guy was getting constant death threats in the mail before his race, and it's just like, well, whatever happened to that? Did they just magically stop happening, or did he have to get police involved?
Did he die?
Did he die? I had to look up and make sure he was still alive. He's still alive. Poor guy. But it's done very well. They have a very high production value, and I think that the racers of F1 are very used to media. So they are very willing participants, and they don't hold back on their opinions. So it's very exciting. I also really love the sound. The sound of the cars is great. So being able to watch it with a high volume.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds better than reality television to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's reality television with cars. What can be better? Yeah.
Sweet.
So what have you been up to lately, Garrick?
I had the opportunity recently to go to my very first BDR unveiling.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was there a curtain?
There was no curtain that I'm aware of, okay. But there were plenty of cool rigs all around. Yeah. This was at the shop in Soto, and then the shop also has the connected restaurant called the Derby. My moto friends and I met and grabbed dinner at the Derby, and then meandered over to the shop side to watch the unveiling of the Montana BDR, which looks awesome. I haven't done a ton of stuff in Montana. Like when we were over in Idaho, we dipped into Montana for like a day, and we actually did camp one night in Montana, technically. But most of my Montana experience has been just driving from here to South Dakota and back. So I've mostly just seen what's on I-90.
Okay.
Yeah. And what I've seen is incredible. Like it's beautiful from I-90. So it's definitely an area that I've wanted to do more exploring in.
Okay.
And that's what these BDRs are meant for. It's like you can come from a different state and not have all the knowledge, but have just an amazing track to follow and see lots of things and experience cool little towns and whatnot. Yeah, it was a cool setup. The way they did it was they had in the shop, the main floor was all open and they had all these chairs set up and like a big screen. And the BDR organization is actually based down in Southern Washington. So we had like Ina Thorne and some of the other executives of the organization there to give an intro of the film for us.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of the motorcycles that were on the BDR. Like, I mean, they weren't the same exact motorcycles, but like it's the same models essentially. And yeah, it was a good screening. The other thing that I thought was cool because I have been to the shop before. I've been to Derby. I'm not a member of the shop, but the general public can go to Derby. But when you do that, you can see the shop through the windows between Derby and the shop. So you can see the cool vehicles from a distance. And then they have this one little door where you can kind of go into, and they have like a fence set up. So you can just kind of view from the very corner of this huge shop room, all the neat rigs. But this
Don't touch any
time,
cars.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this time, because like we were in the shop, like fully in the middle space, they just had fencing just like right up next to all the vehicles. So we got to be up close and see them. And some of them were actually even out. They even had pulled out a couple like race cars to be sitting right next to where we were seated.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah, that's some neat stuff. Like they had a 6-wheeled Galanda wagon, which is wild. They had the most beautiful old school Ford Bronco I've ever seen in my life. They had a Mach 1. I'm a huge Ford Mach 1 fan, so they had a beautiful one of that. Ferraris and Porsches and all that glass to get glass. I don't know. I guess that's the word. Jazz is what I meant to say. All that glamour and jazz combined. Get you glass. Yeah. But yeah, it was a neat video. They always do a sizzle reel like this for when they do these introductions.
Okay.
And this time I have some statistics about it. It is 900 miles over 8 different sections. And what I thought was interesting is that it actually parallels the Idaho BDR, the north part of the Idaho BDR for the most part. So it's if you look at them, they're 2 parallel lines, but the Idaho goes basically double the distance just because Idaho is massive.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're not like so close that it would feel like the exact same trip. In fact, a lot of the beginning of it felt very open. Like the first couple sections hardly had any trees at all, and it wasn't until they kind of got later into the actual route that it actually felt more like the PNW.
Okay. Did they show you photos or videos of the sections, or how did they get you familiar with it? Was it a map?
Yeah, so they did show a map at the very beginning, and then they gave quick glimpses along the way as they switch between sections. One of the guys is actually the cinematographer, and he always does the BDR videos. So mostly it was just from the perspective of the writers themselves. And so it's a documentary in that way. And it's always pretty fun. Like he's good with his editing and keeps it interesting. And there was lots of funny parts too. And you could tell they were having a good time. And the nice thing about this one is that oftentimes like there's injuries, and there was no injuries on this one, which was great. And nobody's bike like failed on them. So everybody that started it was able to finish it. So that was good to see too.
Wow, 900 miles.
Yeah.
Is there a shortened way of saying the Montana BDR? Because it's kind of a mouthful.
The MTBDR, I guess. Yeah, or Mount BDR. I'm not sure. I guess I would call it the MTBDR because it doesn't roll off the tongue like Wobder or Orbder. It's the MTBDR.
Yeah, there's also the Idaho BDR, right?
IDBDR. I just say that, but the Tana BDR.
Mappeter. I don't know. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, I think I'll just say MTBDR.
Okay.
Just have to be all 5.
Do you think that when we go to the big thing later this year that we could do a section there, or?
Well, that's a great question. I think we could. I
just wonder if it's close by or if it's not.
I believe it is. I'd have to consult back, but I'm almost certain that it's very close to, if not on the section. And that's actually a good point, is that you don't have to do a whole BDR. You can do it in sections. And that's a great way to experience it too, even if you don't have the time to do the whole thing.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about you going across the country to go home. I think it's at least once a year you go, if not twice. So then for you to do a section, that's adding on another day or 2, right?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
which wouldn't be the end of the world. Usually when I'm
Okay.
coming back, but I think most of these things would be probably under snow when I'm doing it is the problem. So, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't think about that. Whoops.
Pesky snow.
Weather.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
along those lines, weather has not been like it has not been a winter this year. It's been so weird.
Mhm.
I went and skied Cabin Creek, and that was like the first time I got to do any of the I-90 corridor routes at all because there's been such bad snow. But we kind of had a little bit of snow that week, and it was actually fun. It was a good trail. I really liked it. It was like out in the woods, and it was great. But the problem is, after I did that, people are posting on like the local Facebook group about first snorkel skiing and saying that it all melted off like a couple days later. And now I'm getting all these emails today saying, "Okay, grooming's done for the season, so see
Oh
you
my
next year." Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So not the
Oh,
best year to start skiing, but I did get out there a few times. I think I ended up going on 6 different
I was going to say you went out a
days. So
lot
yeah,
and you had lessons and everything.
yeah, I made the most out of a little. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, speaking of a tired winter, did you hear today? I guess it's remotely related. Did you hear today that BC, Canada is no longer doing daylight savings time?
Really? Well, I thought we voted for this like ages ago. So
I think
I
it's
don't know
been
why
done
we are.
before, but I guess they were waiting for the rest of the West Coast to line up with
Mm,
them. And now that the
okay.
US is doing pretty much whatever they want,
Mm,
BC is like, well, now we don't have to wait for them. So we're just going to do it.
mm,
And they've announced that in a week, when we have to change our clocks, we have to spring forward,
right.
that will be the last time that they'll do it.
Ah,
So actually, they don't have to really come up on their promise until the fall,
yeah.
but they did announce it today.
Well, maybe whatever's preventing us from doing it, well, maybe that'll be another little push to have us do it. I'm excited for that spring forward though, because it's been feeling very spring-like lately.
It has been,
Yeah.
really has been.
Of course, it's always like the best weather when we're recording. I think it was 58 degrees today, and this is early March.
We need to plan like off-road trips. Now we can record in the bush.
Yeah,
We can
right.
just go off the grid now. Now that we have Starlink,
It's true.
we
We
can just
can.
stream it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a nice day today. We should go out in the sun and enjoy ourselves and just record an episode from outside. It's very savvy. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know if I get Wi-Fi on my patio, but if I have Starlink, I do now.
I'd be
Right?
really curious what the mics would or would not pick up as far as background sounds. Because I know, like, at that
Mm.
Winushi spot I was at last time, it would just be all river the entire time. Yeah. So we're just a white noise machine episode tonight.
You were like, oh, this is great. Can you use this? It's very calming.
Yeah. We'll just pivot into being like a go to sleep podcast.
ASMR / outdoor sounds
Yeah.
podcast. Oh boy.
Well, along those lines, Melody, I believe you have a cool topic for us to discuss
Yeah, let's talk
today.
about going outside. Okay, so today's topic, we kind of have a big one today. This is going to be surrounding trail etiquette, and I think this is for everyone. So this is for beginners. This is for know-it-alls. You can tell us what we're spewing nonsense. You can email us and tell us to make corrections. And this is for the seasoned veteran. There's sometimes not one right answer to everything, but we did want to spell out some expectations when traveling with your vehicle outside, mostly for safety, but hopefully giving some guidelines on how to have fun in a happy, safe way. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta take your medicine. It's worth it though. It's worth it because obviously it's amazing out there. So knowing the lay of the land and the rules of the road is a good way to be. You don't want to be that guy, right? You know, being obnoxious, not realizing it.
Or that woman. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We have some guidelines to go through. And then we kind of have some personal experience with almost all of these that we've spelled out. Yeah. So let's go for the first one, shall we?
Let's do it.
The first one we have is be mindful of your group size. Try and keep your groups small. This is because we're saying that large convoys can create a lot of dust, noise, and congestion. And if you're running so many rigs, try and split them into pods with spacing. Avoid overwhelming trails or small camps when you're traveling in a big group.
Yeah, and this is kind of situation specific. If you're out in Nevada in the big wide desert, if you're on the playa or something like that, you could have a pretty large group in the playa and it's going to be okay, right? That's the extreme scenario. You probably don't worry about your group size too much. But if you're going up Fortune Creek where you're on these like really tight technical trails, then that's going to be a whole different ballgame, and you need to be aware of what's kind of appropriate. And we've come up with a little bit of a rubric I think that can apply. Now, again, if you're in the desert, that's kind of situation specific, but I think for here in the Pacific Northwest anyways, if you're like on a wide gravel road, 8 to 10 is kind of the max that I would run in a group. And that's where like you have room to pull over in most instances anyways. So it's a non-issue. But if you're doing like narrow shelf roads, like Hearts Pass, for instance, like 4 to 6 is probably a better one for that. Hearts Pass does have some pullouts, but they're here and there. And there are some sections where there's road and then there's cliff. So you don't want to have like 10 vehicle plus rig group going through there. I mentioned Fortune Creek specifically because there was one time where I think we had a group. It wasn't terrible. I think there was like 6 or 7 of us, and we were going up, and there was actually a ranger coming back down, and the ranger was kind of like telling me, okay, you can go back there and then I'll get past you. And I was like, cool, but I've got 6 behind me. And he's like, no more than 4. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I get yelled at by rangers a lot.
You do. I feel like a lot of these stories have to do with you getting in trouble with them.
Yeah. I go out there and learn the rules the hard way so now I can share them for everybody out here. Yeah.
There we go. It's all for the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, technical 4x4 trails, 3 to 5 vehicles, I would say. It's also easier to keep track of a group when it's smaller as well. But yeah, definitely by situation.
Yeah. And if you are in a bigger group and you find yourself on a trail, they're like, oh, maybe we're too big for this, split it up. Just go into 2 groups for a bit and then rejoin when you are in a situation where it is more accommodating to a larger group.
Yeah, I guess a good way to think of it is how many vehicles do you want to pass in order to get by? How much backing up do you want to do to get around people?
Right.
And do we have later in here in the guidelines about radio usage? Oh, we do, but it's not regarding this. I would say another tip for keeping your group small is because if you have a really large group in a very common Forest Service road area where you can't pull over, you could have people behind you trying to get to their house or trying to get to their campsite. And it's just like, if you are going to run a large group, make sure you have really good radios that have very long range so that the front can speak to the back.
Makes sense. Yeah. And then our next section, we'll talk about when 2 groups meet.
When 2 groups meet, yield appropriately.
Yeah.
That is our next one. So we have motorized vehicles yield to non-motorized vehicles.
Cyclists and horse riders. Yeah.
All right. Everyone yields to horses.
That's true. They have a mind of their own. So
don't scare them. Let's see. Oh, this is a really good one because I sometimes forget. Downhill traffic often yields to uphill on steep grades.
Yeah.
Is it because the downhill one? Okay, got it.
Because you're going downhill, you just brake and just stop, right? But then, and it's not as bad for 4x4s because getting started again is fine. But if you're on a motorcycle, it can be a real pain to get momentum again when you're trying to go uphill. So sometimes it's like you have to actually turn around, go back to the bottom, and then build momentum to just get back up to the top of it. If it's a steep enough grade. Yeah.
Yeah. So however you can pass safely, but uphill generally will have the right of way. Let's see. The vehicle closest to a safe pullout usually takes it. That's what we just talked about. When 2 groups meet, usually it makes sense for the smaller group to yield.
Usually. So I think with this, if you're 2 trip leads and you meet, you should try to talk to the person and be like, hey, this is my group size, figure out what their group size is, find out what the situation is. Obviously, because if you had just come through, I'm going to use Hearts Pass again. If you had just come through like the cliff part of Hearts Pass and there's a car coming just as you're leaving from that, then they should probably yield and let everybody get off the cliff portion, right? So it's going to be situation specific as well. But usually it does make more sense for the smaller group to yield just because that's fewer people that have to go find pullouts versus the large group. Because it's okay if you have 3 people, they're going to find pullouts a lot easier than like 10 people, right? So that's kind of the reason that I have for that being the case.
And for those who don't know, Hearts Pass is in Washington, and it's listed as one of the most dangerous roads in the world. has a very steep drop off. I have not been there because I'm too chicken to go. I think Garrick has been there more than once.
I have. Yeah, it's also the tallest road you can drive on in Washington State, legally, anyways.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yep. So passing cars on a very narrow road on the edge of a cliff, that's some serious stuff right there.
It was
All right.
scary the first time I did it. The second time around, I was like, it's fine.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. I've just seen so many videos of it. It looks scary every time. Yikes. Okay. The next one is let faster traffic pass.
Oh my God. This one. I have a story for this one.
Okay.
I think it was like we were down in Oregon and it was Doug, Nick, and I, and something was happening on I-5 where I-5 was just not moving. So when we put it into Google, it was like, hey, it's faster if you go through the Gifford Pin Show on NF23. And that takes you up to Randall and over. So cool, let's do that. So we got on to 23. And then when we're on there, we come across this guy who is pulling the biggest freaking RV trailer ever. And I don't know what the deal was, but he just didn't want us to pass. Like every time we tried to pass, instead of just like pulling over and just letting us go along, he like would put his foot down on the pedal and try to go faster and then block us out.
Whoa.
It was so weird. I don't know if the guy was having a bad day or something because it didn't make any sense to me. It's like, why try to prevent us from passing? Because if you just let us pass, then we'll just be gone like in an instant. But no, he like had to fight us the entire time. And we had to wait until we found like an opportunity, and then we had to gun it because this guy was just not going to let it happen on its own.
Did you guys look suspicious? Maybe he thought you guys were going to take over his rig or something.
I don't know. Whatever his issue was, it's definitely all in his head.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, we come across this a lot with motorcycles because when we're on motorcycles, you move so fast. And when you come up on 4x4s, it almost feels like they're not even moving. Like the amount of speed difference delta is so huge. Yeah. Just be cool. Just pull over to the side, let them pass. They'll be gone way faster if you just pull over and let them pass than if you sit there and like kind of have them in your rearview mirror the entire time.
Yeah. And when you're leading a trip, sometimes you don't see who's behind you. So it is up to the rear to call it in on the radio and just say, hey, there's 2 vehicles pulling up on us pretty quick. Let's move over at the next pullout.
Absolutely.
Something to consider. I didn't think about that with bikes. I know bikes are faster, but yeah, we do move like slugs compared to them for sure.
Yeah, with bikes too, because there's a lot of riders that are way faster than me. So I'll pull over for them too, right?
Yeah. We're taking a break. It's Melody jumping in to say we're hanging out on Instagram if you want to keep up with the Overland nonsense. And if you're on Apple, Amazon Music, or Spotify, go ahead and download the episode so you don't lose us. All right, back to it. Okay, the next is camp with space. We're going out into the woods, and for a lot of us, that means that we're trying to get away from the city. We're trying to get away from people and traffic and noise. And sometimes when you find a big dispersed site, you don't want somebody rolling up right next to you and setting up camp when there's other places to camp. We would say if you're dispersed camping, try not to set up right next to somebody unless you're invited. If it looks like there possibly are 2 spots that are joined together, but there's only 1 car, maybe pull up and ask them first if you can camp there, because there may be situations that you're not aware of that can really be problematic for that group that got there first. Like, for instance, if they have really little kids or if they have very reactive dogs that are going to make a lot of noise if there's someone next to them, like maybe they're purposely there to be alone, but maybe they wouldn't mind if you're next to them and you can't find another camp spot.
Yeah. I think there's actually multiple levels to this, like camping with space, like camp with space, but also try not to be a hog about it either. Like if I see this a lot on rivers, like they'll be going along rivers and there'll be a huge spot and there's 1 person in it, but it could probably be room for 8 people. And then you go a little bit further and then there's like another beautiful spot that's perfect for 1 rig. And it's like, what? That person should just be over in this spot, not taking up this huge party spot, right? Yeah. And if you are going to be in one of those big spots by yourself, expect people to come up and ask you if, hey, can we share the space with you, right? Because that's kind of the decent thing to do. But also if you turn around and like you're the big party and you come across somebody who is individual in this space, do ask them. Don't just go into their space and be like, you're wasting this should be ours sort of thing. You're right,
Yeah.
but it's rude to just infringe upon somebody's camp space.
Yeah, common courtesy. We'll have to
Yep.
live together. Avoid blasting music in shared areas. I think that's normal unless you're next to a noisy river where it doesn't matter. Try and avoid it. Let's see. Respect visual privacy because headlights at night can ruin somebody's camp vibe. That also goes with generators too. But I guess that's depending on the area that you're in.
Yeah. There was one time I was camping on Baker Lake and it was 2 a.m. So, like, we were at the very end of this road and this group came like into our campground at 2 a.m. and they had all their lights on and they all jumped out and they were asking all these questions to each other and trying to figure out like where they were going to go next, like right in the middle of our camp. And I was so
Whoa.
frustrated by that. Yeah, that was very intrusive. So that was a good example of a bad example.
Let's see. The next one is never block the trail. I wouldn't say never. What if the trail ends some point ahead? I guess that's an okay reason to block the trail.
I hate the strings so bad because if you're on a motorcycle, you don't necessarily see the strings and you can seriously hurt somebody with those things.
Oh, yeah, the strings. Sometimes people put up strings if they are camping at the end of that road and they don't want anyone to come down there.
Yeah.
Or drive into them.
Yeah, it's tough because I get it. Like, I love the camp full sign. The sign that doesn't block it, that's the sign that says camp's full, right? Because then that tells you everything you need to know. But sometimes people have been blocking trail that actually leads to other camps, and that's what annoys me, right? You are only aware of this one camp that's right here next to this trail that you've blocked, but actually there's a whole bunch of stuff back there, and there's no way they're taking all of that up. So that's just unnecessarily blocking off a lot of campsites, access to a lot of people. So again, with a lot of these, it's very situation specific.
This is very controversial because some people say, oh, well, I'm saving it for my group that's coming in over the weekend. And then some people are like, nope, first come, first serve. This is public land. You can't mark it off. It's not yours to mark off. Yeah, some heated debates for sure.
I have the spot. It's kind of near Greenwater. And there's this creek that runs through. I think it's called Huckleberry Creek. There's some great river sites along there. And there's one that I have used multiple times where it's like really far tucked back in, but it comes upon this like beautiful spot on the river. But along the way, there's a second one that you can actually see from the road. And there's been several times where I come past there and somebody had set up just like a chair and a tent and they clearly weren't in there. Like it was very clear that they weren't camping. They had just saved the spot sort of thing.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know if it was like a holiday weekend or something like that. And I came across that, I'd be like, oh yeah, I don't know. There's no tent. There's no chair. Sorry.
I think a bear took it.
Yeah.
I have come across the person in the middle of the road having lunch, looking at the view, blocking the entire trail, both directions.
Yep.
I have encountered that.
Even when you're just driving, a lot of people will just stop in the middle of the road. This happened to us when we did Douglas Creek. There was this 2 vehicles that just kept stopping in the middle of the road, thinking that they're the only ones that existed. And then we kept coming up on them and be like, oh, it's these 2 guys again. And one of the times they were taking pictures of our camp when we came up to them again. We're like, this is now getting very weird. I'm hoping they were just scouting for a future trip and like, oh, it's a nice campsite. But it was weird because it's like, there they are, stopped in the middle of the road, taking photos directly of our camp, which was below the road.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was weird. Very concerning.
Another reason to never block the trail is to leave room for emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And that's a big one. You never know, like somebody further down the trail is going to get injured. And then do you want to be the person that
holds them up?
Was the reason? Yeah.
Well, the next one is use radios respectfully.
We don't know anything about that. Radios?
We never talk about that. Yep. Keep your chatter concise. We are pretty lengthy people, though, so I don't know if that applies to us. Yeah, it is good when you're on the radio.
I get a pass. We're podcasters, so it's fine.
Because you want to keep it concise. That's what you're supposed to do. But then you start going into a story. And that's the one time where somebody from the group really needs to jump in and say something like car coming or van coming or we have to move over. Somebody's behind us. And it's always during one person's long-winded story that it took them like 3 days to muster up to actually talk about.
Yeah. I actually have a solution to this. I have
Okay.
never actually used, but there is a solution.
Okay.
So most people's radios have the dual band or like dual channel, right? So you can listen to two channels at once, right?
Yes.
So the solution would be the trail boss is on one channel that they talk on, and then the rest of the crew is on the second channel. So then that way, when the trail boss talks and it goes through the primary listening channel, it'll overwrite whatever people are saying on
Oh, is
the
there an
secondary
override?
one.
Okay.
I assume so. Otherwise, I don't know how we would like choose which one to tell you what was happening. I'll have to confirm that most of them do that override, but if that's the case, then that's the way to do it.
And then there's also using privacy tones when possible. And I know that we've talked about this in a previous episode. Privacy tones are essentially codes within your GMRS channel. So it would be channel 15, privacy tone 6, for instance, where if the entire group is on the same exact privacy tone, you can all hear each other and only hear your own group or whoever's on that privacy tone. But then whoever's in that main channel 15, they can all hear what you're saying. So it's to cut out the noise, but it's not exactly private. I feel like that's a misnomer.
Yeah, yeah. So when that ugly Jeep rolls by and you're like, oh, look at that ugly, that purple Jeep.
And you're talking crap on the radio.
Yeah, they might hear you. No offense to purple Jeeps. I actually like the color purple. I'm wearing a purple shirt as I say this, actually. So.
You are. Yeah, I can validate. Yeah, but use privacy tones respectfully. Use it so that you can keep the chatter out from other people. Because sometimes when you're driving through a town, you can hear the hotel staff or any other big box stores are using those radios with their employees to contact each other. And they're probably using privacy tones too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Don't monopolize common repeaters.
Yeah, I think that's pretty deep. I've never used a repeater myself. If you're into that, apparently that's a thing that
then you
can
should
be,
know better.
Can be done. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Announce direction on blind forest roads when appropriate.
And really what I like to do, if most of the time on my trips, if I'm on a route, multiple people will have the tracks that they're following as well. But if I'm staying to that main road and it's pretty obvious just based off of the road itself that it's the main road, I won't say anything. But if there's ever an intersection where it's not clear, then I'll say, okay, we're turning right at this intersection, that sort of thing. So I call out the non-obvious turnoffs. But otherwise, if it's just some fork off to the left that is clearly just like this unmaintained road that it hasn't been used in 20 years. I'm not going to be calling out every single one of those because it would just be a lot of noise.
Great. We have, bathroom etiquette. Is bathroom etiquette a guideline? How to poop in the woods?
Well, so I'm aware of the one, and I think this is not as well known, but there's the guys left, girls right rule. You're familiar with that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Just so you have a clean separation. It's like when you do a stop and it's a pee break, then all the guys go left, all the girls go right. And hopefully you picked a good spot where that makes sense for everybody.
If you're going right next to a car, I would just say be careful because I've said it before. There are cameras now on quite a lot of cars everywhere, wheel wells, side of cars, everything. Just be very careful when you're doing that. So if you can't go in the woods, like the trail is too steep for you to go, then try and find somebody with a privacy shelter. It takes 5 seconds to open up and drop down so that you can have at least a little bit more privacy, but to each their own. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you're at camp, generally, if you're near water, you want to go 100, 200 feet away from water. Don't pee in your camp either. Just,
yeah, not a good idea. Bears.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And then a big one that I push a lot is properly burying your waste. I've seen many times where you come up to what would be a nice camp spot, but then there's just toilet paper strewn about everywhere because people just couldn't be bothered to even dig a hole or pack it out. If you're not going at least 6 inches into the ground, then pack it out.
Also, if it's a short trip, just pack it out. Just have a separate double line bag that you're going to keep everything in and just take it to the nearest trash can when you're done.
Yeah. Also, communicate to your fellow campers, especially if you're doing number 2, because otherwise you could have a really awkward encounter if somebody just happens to go exploring at the wrong time.
Know where your teammates are. Yeah.
It was funny because one time I was camping with Doug and he went from our camp. He just took this hard right. And I saw that he had like his toilet paper and his shovel and everything. So I was like, okay, well, I need to do the same thing. So I went hard left. And then as I'm walking, I hear, oh, you're pooping here. The heck, you went hard right. It turns out he had gone down that right and then like just did a 90 degrees up left, right to where I was going. Yeah. Not only tell people what you're doing, but maybe also give an inkling of where you're going to.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Coming from Canada, I'm used to saying, hey, bear, anytime I go in the woods. Just like, hey, bear, hey, bear. If someone can hear me, they're like, no, don't come this way.
Good call.
Hey,
Yeah.
bear. Okay, good. I'm going the other way.
Hey, squatter.
Good. Need your alone time for bathroom etiquette. Okay, our next one is keep your group informed. This is very vague, though. Is it just good communication?
Yeah, I think this is kind of going back to the radio. Give people idea of like how long you expect to go and how many stops. Also check in with the group. Be like, hey, does anybody need a pee break? It's been a little bit. And I always like to give an idea of, okay, it's 11 now, but I see a really cool viewpoint that we can reach within a couple hours. Maybe we can do lunch there, sort of thing. That's how I like to do it. Obviously, you'd mentioned if you're going down the trail and there's like oncoming vehicles, that's something you want to inform your group about all the time.
Yeah. There's a giant hole that you just avoided. Miraculously, you'd want to inform everyone else behind you not to hit that same hole and to bead.
Yep.
I think the communication plans are really great. I don't know if you can over communicate because I like in the beginning, you have everybody standing in a circle and you're going over what you're going to do that day, how long it's going to take roughly. Does everyone have tracks? Everyone on the right channel? You're doing all your checks. And then once you're on your trip and you guys are chatting away, talking crap, and then you're asking people, do you need a bathroom break? Do we need to stop? Do you want a snack? We're going to head for lunch at 1:00. Sound good for everyone? And then you do reminders too, don't you? In order to like round people up.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too, is that when we are on a break and stopped, what I like to do is give like a 5-minute warning. So it's not, hey, everybody stop and leave right now, but it's okay, wrap it up. Exactly. We got things to see, stuff to do.
Yep, totally. So the communication is great. Let's see. The next one is recovery etiquette. This is a giant topic, so we're not going to really get to everything here. We just kind of wanted to point it out as one item that you are going to need to know on the trail because not all of us are perfect drivers that never have issues with our cars. And it's not like we don't get stuck in the snow every now and then too, or mud. So
Indeed.
For recovery etiquette, you can take recovery classes. I'd highly recommend them. If you don't and you're learning from friends, yeah, just make sure that you're doing best practices. You want to make sure you're clearing all your spectators and you're focusing on the task at hand. You're communicating your plan before tensioning straps. That's a really good one.
Yeah, don't hook up anything until you got a plan.
Make sure you know your plan and everybody knows your plan. Keep bystanders well outside of the danger zone. This is a problem when you're on a very busy trail. Everybody's a looky-loo and they really want to come see and they want to stick their nose in there. But it is definitely somebody's job within that group to kind of crowd control and make sure they are staying away.
Yeah, and the danger zone is generally between any sort of like tree that you're using as a mount point and then the end vehicle or vehicle to vehicle if you're doing it that way. And anywhere that would be in line of any of those like winch or strap lines that are being used.
Don't pressure someone into an unsafe recovery. Also, if you are recovering the vehicle, the person that matters the most is the driver of the vehicle itself. And then everyone else is secondary. There shouldn't be any pressuring. Everybody should be agreeing happily, especially the driver of the vehicle. And then when you're trying to solicit help, don't force people to help you. Ask, and they have the right to say no. So if you're being asked to help in a recovery, you have every right to say no. This is not your vehicle. And if you don't feel comfortable, that's actually going to work against the recovery team. So feel free to say no. Don't let somebody force you into being a part of the action if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think with recovery, I prefer if it's the person who's being recovered to actually take charge of the recovery operation. But if you're not comfortable doing that, then clearly designate who is in charge of that recovery, and then let them kind of give all the instructions so that everybody knows who to listen to, rather than having the whole like multiple cooks in the kitchen issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then thank anyone who does stop to help, that's taking time out of their day to rescue you. So be very grateful. Even if you get embarrassed, I think the most important thing is to be grateful.
Yeah. Actually, I had read a story about Moscow Moto. They do at least 2 big week-long trips a year with their company, and it's a big ordeal. They have a bunch of motorcycles. It's 15 to 20 motorcycles, and then they also have trailing rigs to help them out as well. And they made a point that when there is an injury of some kind or just a crash, they only have the people that are necessary there to handle it, and then the rest of the group moves on. I don't know if this would always apply to overlanding, but I thought that was an interesting idea, because it's like at some point you get to this diminishing returns where having more people doesn't help. It actually may hinder, especially if you need to like move rigs around and get space and that sort of thing. And then that puts a lot of pressure off of the people that are involved in it too, because you don't feel like you have this audience that's going on, and then you can kind of take your time with it and then rejoin with a group, because the group will probably take a break later on anyways, right? So the group can move on, take a break somewhere, and you can meet them there and then continue on in your happy way.
Yeah, if they can move on, if it's not a tight trail.
Yeah, true.
If they can move on, yeah. Or like you said, you can just sit in your car and eat snacks if you're not part of the recovery team. Just chill.
Yeah, read a book, or
get some work done.
Exactly.
Turn on your Starlink, stream, play video games. Okay, so we've got 2 more. These are really good, by the way. I really like these. We've got 2 more. We've got minimize impact.
We've discussed this before. Yeah.
We really talk about it a lot. Stay on designated routes. Don't widen trails to pass. That sounds like it makes a lot of sense, but I'm going to say it again. Don't widen trails in order for you to be able to pass that trail.
Yeah.
Avoid spinning tires unless necessary, and respect seasonal closures.
Yeah, the avoiding spinning tires kind of resonates with me, because this happens a lot during the springtime, as the snow is melting and the trail is really soft. And I've been the problem in this scenario before as well. When we did Hawaii the first time, and it was super muddy, we really tore up that trail quite a bit. And obviously that's not good for the trail. Like those ruts stay there for a very long time, and it makes it really hard for motorcycles too. It's okay if you get to a point where you hit a spinning tire, you didn't realize it, but then don't just go thinking, oh, if I just keep spinning hard enough, eventually I'll get traction. No, stop, recalibrate, try something else. That's smart trail etiquette and management.
Yep. And then the don't widen trails to pass. We did have a story about that, about another group that did that. It was something like 20-something people that were.
It was basically a hiking trail that they turned into a road. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're doing something where you feel like this doesn't seem right, then don't do it, I would say. It's hard when you have hero status and your leader is the one that knows a lot about overlanding. Yeah, I would just say opt out. If you don't feel comfortable and you're like, oh, wait, I'm damaging the earth to try and get my car through this.
In a protected wildlife area. Yeah.
Maybe it's not a good idea. Think about it. Because, yeah, in that instance, people were being videotaped. Videotaped. Ooh, that's like an 80s term.
Mistakes happen. Just own up to them, learn from it, and then be like us. Share your knowledge with others about what not to do.
And then make a corrections episode.
That's the spirit.
All right. And for our last one, be a good ambassador. Spread a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be out there having a good time, so show it.
Yeah. Wave, smile, be cool with people, answer questions politely, ask questions curiously, and leave people with a positive impression of overlanding.
Yeah, don't be an angry Jeep face. You be the happy Jeep face.
Things happen, but yeah, try and be the happy Jeep face. What is the happy Jeep face? I've only seen the angry eyes.
Oh, I don't know. I just figured the regular Jeep face is happy.
Well, that's true. That's true.
They have the Casey lights with the big smiley on it. That's the happy Jeep face. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's it for trail etiquette for now.
Yeah, some good education on that one.
Okay, let's go into random recommendations.
All right, let's do it.
Garrick, you got something for us? You said it was on Netflix?
I do. I have a TV show. I believe it was originally on Sci-Fi, but I've been watching it on Netflix. It's called Resident Alien.
Resident Alien sounds super familiar.
I think it's also a term, right? Isn't that like a technical term for somebody
Oh,
who
true.
is like a foreign national, like living in another country, resident alien?
True.
Yeah, so it's a story about this alien that crash lands on Earth, and then he has the ability to look like a human. He's trying to like mix in with humans, our culture, but he does so poorly. And it has elements of like Elf and Northern Exposure because he's like this fish out of water in this small town in Colorado. And maybe a little bit of Twin Peaks because there's like this murder investigation that's going on the entire time. So it's pretty great. The actor who plays the main character, who's the alien, is Alan Tudyk. And I've always been a big Alan Tudyk fan. So it's great to see him in his element. Just be like, he's always kind of in this sci-fi weird stuff. So this is kind of, I feel like, a natural progression for him. And it's just fun, especially if you're into like awkward situation humor. This just has it in droves.
Nice. All right, I'll have to go check that out. It's on Netflix now, you said.
Yeah, and probably other streaming services because it was originally a sci-fi channel thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Resident Alien. How about you, Melody?
I have been getting into saunas lately, so my recommendation is going to be Vita Sauna.
How do you spell that?
It's VIHTA, and it is on Sammamish Lake. And every time I tell that to people, people are like, "Oh, it's so far." Well, it's on the southern tip of the lake, so it's really not that far. It's right off I-90. Well, it's right off I-90. So if you're going to go to like Factoria, it's not even as far as Issaquah.
Okay.
So when people are coming in from Seattle or Bellevue, it's really quite close. And it is situated in like kind of a campy area right on the edge of the lake. The portable sauna is situated next to it with a fire ring that they keep blazing with chairs around it. And then that part of the lake is swimmable. And it's cold.
So people are doing the dip and then the sauna thing. Yeah. Interesting.
You can do a little dip and then relax by the fire and then go back in the sauna and rinse and repeat. But it's really cool. And I think they also have the Victas, and the Victas are like those, I don't know how to describe it, like the big leafy bundles where you like smack yourself when you're in the sauna. Have you seen that with the Russian bathhouse?
No.
Some people will not sauna without it. And it's these leafy things. And I guess when you strike yourself with these plants, it's supposed to give off some aroma or make your skin act a certain way. Yeah. I've personally never done it, but they have it there. So if you want to do that and that is your thing, it's a very specialty thing.
Okay, so I have questions. Is it clothing required or clothing optional?
Yes, clothing required.
And then that leads to the next question. Is it co-ed or individual?
It is co-ed because there's only one sauna. There's the changing room lockers are closed door. So it's a unisex like changing room, but they're like individual. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't actually even know that was a thing to go to sauna. Sauna's always been like part of something else. It's, this gym has a sauna. I didn't realize it was now like full on, you can just go to a sauna as an individual standalone business.
It's been so trendy, honestly. There's one in Kirkland and they grew so big. They have two now that float in the water. And so you go onto the dock there and you go in either one and then you jump into the lake and you come back out. That is a commitment. You're not like slowly wading into the water. You're cannonballing into the water and then coming back out. And then they have one in Seattle proper. I think that's Thule Lodge. It's a similar idea, but they just have a cold pool on the dock for you. Yeah, outdoor saunas.
The sauna thing, would you do that in the height of summer or is this like a winter thing only for you?
I've been doing it in the winter, but I guess you could do it in the summer.
Would you want to though? Or is
I was
it
more say,
is it that delta, the heat kind of the draw?
Yeah, we do sometimes have cold days, but I don't think it would be as awesome if it was warm outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just stick to the gym sauna in that case, maybe.
That's fair. But where else would you do your smash the back thing?
I think you can still find Russian bathhouses around town and do that, to be honest. But for men only. The women's only bathhouses are like the Korean scrub bathhouses. Oof. Yeah. Women only. You don't want to know about that. That's no good. I won't do that again.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And both of those are clothing optional.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Gotta be ready.
Cool. Well, that is Vita Sauna,
Mhm.
and sounds like quite a cool scene or hot scene, a hot dry scene. If that's your that's your thing.
All of it
Yeah.
together. Forcibly great feeling afterwards.
Yeah. Cool. Melody, do you have any closing thoughts for our episode?
I'm in such a planning mode, so I would say plan your adventures now and
Absolutely.
just try and stay positive. We're talking about going out overlanding and having fun. I think that's what we need is a little bit of nature in these days. Everything's a little bit crazy. So
Nice. Actually, along those planning lines, you had informed before we started recording that the Panhandle Rally will start selling their tickets on May 1st. So put it on your
yes,
calendars.
in Idaho.
It sounds like it's a high demand. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like they were trying to release it earlier and it just didn't work out. So now it's going to be May 1st. It's going to be a
That's
hot
when
ticket,
the
I
ticket
think.
purchasing date. The
Yes.
actual rally is still in September. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, on that note, let's call it a wrap.
If you want to get in touch with us by email, let us know what you think. remotetrailsradio@gmail.com.
RTR, over and out.